Charles Oliveira is the new UFC lightweight champion, and I am going to explain why. What's good, gang? It's Trippy again. Yes, I know I've been off for another little minute, but I am back, and I promise I am going to be 100% consistent again. But let's get straight into the video, shall we? Doesn't everybody love a great comeback story? Because Charles Oliveira's career is very much so that. He has made his home in the lightweight division, going on an amazing win streak and putting the division on notice with amazing performances like his technical breakdown over Kevin Lee and his utter destruction of Tony Ferguson. One that was honestly heartbreaking if you're a Ferguson fan. This man considered a bum and a 50-50 fighter and a never been at featherweight, and so many people were writing him off, and they are continuing to write him off against Michael Chandler. A man, in my opinion, who has yet to establish himself as a heavy contender in the lightweight division. Now, before you crazy commenters and you keyboard warriors start running to your comments and beginning to type whatever crap y'all have ready to type, I'm not taking anything away from Michael Chandler's knockout victory over Dan Hooker. It was spectacular, but it was a Dan Hooker coming off a loss to Dustin Poirier, which obviously changed him. But with that being said, like I said, I'm not taking anything from him. He has a very imposing and threatening style that puts fear in his opponents because of his one-punch knockout abilities. But people tend to forget that Charles Oliveira has very good technical striking of his own. He's not just a high-level Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. He can break you down on the feet just as much as he could break you down on the ground. A jiu-jitsu specialist who is rounding out his kickboxing game is not something you can overlook. I believe this fight will play out on the feet for the most part, with Michael Chandler being the aggressor early, looking to land that big explosive bomb. He is a big ball of energy and is extremely fast, and I believe that is his only major advantage in this fight, despite the wrestling, which I don't think will be utilized against either guy. I believe the Charles Oliveira will start winning and start warming up into the fight and start competing with Michael Chandler in the stand-up. I also believe Charles Oliveira will start slowly picking apart Chandler on the feet, forcing Chandler to take an ill-advised shot. I believe Oliveira is going to go to that low calf kick, a shot that Chandler exposed as a hole in his game that was exposed by Dan Hooker. And he won't be fearing the takedown, Charles Oliveira, because he is obviously a high-level Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy. And I believe that nobody will go to the wrestling, honestly, in this fight very much. I believe Charles Oliveira is going to land a heavy shot of his own, rocking Michael Chandler and forcing Michael Chandler to go for an ill-advised takedown. I'm going with Charles Oliveira by a second or third round submission, you guys. And I think it's crazy that a guy who was very average at featherweight has now made his home in the lightweight division and is now going to be the lightweight champion of the world. Crazy. And if I look around, I believe that he has a good shot at being a champion for a long time. As I'm looking at the lightweight division after he beats Chandler, I believe his next opponent will be out of Dustin and Conor. I believe this is his hardest fights in the division, but I think he has a very solid chance of beating both of them. I believe Poirier may be the harder fight out of the two because of his submission defense, but Conor also has very good submission defense and can rock Chandler on the feet and has that intelligent pressure. But I believe that Charles Oliveira is very technical and pretty good with his striking, enough to hang on the feet with Conor and eventually get him down. And I'm telling you, the moment that fight is on the ground, it's over. But Dustin Poirier has really good submission defense, but I believe the kicks in the stand-up of Charles Oliveira will break Dustin Poirier down and eventually gas out an over-committed Dustin Poirier, and he could get a submission himself or honestly TKO Poirier on the feet late. But that's hard to say because Oliveira also gasses out late in fights. But I look at fighters outside of that, and I think that he absolutely walks through Justin Gaethje. Not saying that Justin Gaethje sucks or anything like that, you crazy commenters. but I believe that Justin Gaethje is not very technical on the feet. I believe when you pressure him, he just loads up on every single shot trying to knock you out with his freaking eyes facing towards the canvas. And I also believe that he'll gas out, and I believe once Charles Oliveira has a hold of that neck or the fight hits the ground, I believe Justin Gaethje out of the top 5 has the worst submission defense, and I believe that Charles Oliveira will choke him out just like Khabib did. Tony Ferguson and Beneil Dariush, I believe he beats both of them. I believe Dariush will probably be a harder fight, but Ferguson, we already seen how that went. And yeah, like I said, this can go really good for Charles Oliveira, depending on how he deals with the pressure of being champion. But if you guys like the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you are new, subscribe if you are new. That's right. But once again, it's been your boy Trippy, and I'm out, man.